Thanks for taking time to watch another Java with John video. Very much appreciated. I had a chance to watch a few movies over the past weekend. So a couple I hadn't seen, one that I've seen 100 times. And I've been a movie buff, as you could tell by the poster behind me, for forever. My mom would take me to go see movies like Bambi and the original Bedknobs and Broomsticks. My dad took me to my first grown-up movie, Airport 75 and Jaws. Kind of give you an idea of how my parents operated. So, well, one of the things that I got to thinking about when I was thinking about all the nostalgic movies I had seen was that, movies are fun, entertaining, educational, informative. But it's amazing how many movie quotes have influenced my life. I love it when a plan comes together. John Hannibal Smith of the A-Team. Technically, it was originally set in a TV show, but the movie is very good, very entertaining to watch. It was a fun movie. But I found that, just like in life, if you got a plan, you've got something to work from. Help you get to the next step, help you get to the goal you want to achieve, whatever that may be. Especially with bigger objectives, driving across the United States, going from Phoenix to New York. Okay, that's a trip, but there's a lot of parts in between. A plan will help you get there. So a plan also gives you a chance to take a look to see your accomplishments, mark the milestones, give you a little bit more energy to keep going, and just in one more, I'm that much closer, that much closer. So that is obviously one of my favorite quotes. Along those lines, there's grown-up Yoda, suppose the baby Yoda, with do or do not. There is no try. His was cut and dry. You're going to do it or you're not going to do it. Don't think about trying. Just get it done. Which is a good push. I mean, there was an ancient samurai who wrote many books, wrote a couple of books, but he spent his whole life being a samurai. And one of the things was along what Yoda had said, do not think about winning or losing, only cutting and killing your enemy. Little, not to be taken literally, obviously, but it's along the same lines of focus on what you want to accomplish and just get there. So that was always good. One of my funnier ones comes from a more modern movie, and this one is good. You got a bazooka. Dude, quit thinking Prague Police and start thinking PlayStation. Blow shit up. That was from the movie Triple X with Xander Cage, the character that quoted that, and it was a very good movie. Very entertaining. But that particular quote, I don't know if it's inspiring, but it kind of scopes out. You have all these things at your disposal, everything that you know how to do, and you can either follow the line and keep going the way you're doing it, or you can alter it. Why am I wearing a green sweatshirt when a black one would do? Somebody had the thought to say, hey, rather than make one single color sweatshirt, let's make more. Why do we have chocolate chips in our cookies? Because the person who originally did it put the chips in with the cookie dough thinking they would melt. But lo and behold, we have a terrific dessert that has been enjoyed for decades, if not over 100 years. I have no idea how old a chocolate chip cookie is. But it's a great example of the blow stuff up is a great example of thinking outside the box. Now, your box may need to get bigger because you're going to need a bigger boat for things that are too big to do. Chief Brody said that line when he was facing the gigantic great white shark in the movie Jaws. So your boat is your box. It's everything that's in you, whether it's skills you have or knowledge you possess or both. So to be able to keep up with the times, able to keep up overcoming challenges, you gotta need a bigger boat, need a bigger box. So those will be the tools that go into the box that you can use. So I spend a lot of time meeting strangers, networking events, big events. There's always someplace to meet somebody new in a setting with a lot of people, where you're just going through the room and talking to people and getting to know them and see what relationships can be built. This quote was taught to me. I've never seen this movie, so hopefully I'll get it right. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die. Now, again, not literally something to take, but what that is, it's 3 parts of an introduction you can use at a networking event. Say your name. You're building a connection with the person you're talking to, whatever that may be, and you're speaking your intention. So, in my case, my name is John Safin. You and I are here enjoying some delicious treats at this event. My objective is to learn how to do this better. What about you? See, it's a little bit in there. So, like I said, if I got the quote wrong, don't hold it against me. I never saw the movie that was shown to me. But it encompasses everything you would need to do to make an introduction to yourself in a setting where you may not know a lot of people. I had mentioned, first of all, about having a plan. The other thing is, milestones, celebrating those on a plan is great, but something good happening every day. That brings me to one of the best quotes ever presented by the incredible Mel Brooks. It's good to be the king. Celebrate the little wins. Be the king as often as you can, because you never know when you're going to have a down day, turning into the prince instead of being the king. So celebrate. We also have, as humans, we have a tendency to focus on all the bad things, all the things we don't have. Focus on what you do have. Focus on everything that went great. Put some energy into it. That'll, by the way, celebrations will give you energy too, just like milestones achieving your plan. So be the king as often as you can be. The last thing I can think of is from the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. A little nonsense now and then is cherished by the wisest men. Gene Wilder played Willy Wonka. It was a great movie if you haven't seen it. But between work and school and home and everything else that goes on, we have a lot of responsibilities. You gotta take time for me. Gotta take time for yourself. So whatever they may be, movies for me, video games, hanging out with friends. Those are some of the things that give me a chance to decompress, get out of the humdrum, the routine, the daily grind, whatever you want to call it. But take that time for yourself. Taking a break will give you more and more energy. So keep that in mind too. I thought about the movie quote thing, not just because I watched movies a weekend, but because of what the impact was on me. You can find motivation, knowledge, information, skills, experience, whatever you want to call it, in every day, every moment of your life. There's always something new to learn. There's always some idea that can pop up whenever you least expect it. So that brings me to the second to last famous quote that I have. It comes from the legendary, world famous scientist Louis Pasteur. Chance favors a prepared mind. So keep your mind open. Look for things, look for opportunities, look for inspiration, motivation, education, wherever you can. So very much appreciate you watching this. finish my cup of coffee. And for my final movie quote, I will of course end with the. That's all, folks.